طيب بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تمسك بسنته بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد, after praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and sending the salutations upon the Messenger alayhi salatu wassalam, and upon his family and upon his companions and upon all those who follow upon his guidance to the establishment of the last day. To proceed, ikhwan, اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من علم لا ينفع ومن قلب لا يخشع ومن نفس لا تشبع ومن دعاء لا يسمع. Verily, Allah, we seek refuge with you from knowledge that has no benefit, and from a heart that has no fear, and from a soul that has no satisfaction nor contentment, and from a dua that goes unanswered, and from a dua that goes unanswered. To proceed, ikhwan, فنواصل معكم في هذه الليلة المباركة الكريمة عونا من الرحمن الرحيم. So we continue in this blessed and noble night of ours, seeking the aid and the assistance of our Lord, the most merciful and the most compassionate. مستفيدين ومتعلمين من اللغة العربية, as we continue to learn collectively all together and benefiting from together the science of the Arabic language, the science of the Arabic language. طيب, فأبا زبير اقرأ هذه الكلمة. Read this word that's highlighted, inshallah, Abu Zubayr.
جالسون.
طيب, أحسنت. جالس. طيب, نأخذ بعض الكلمات يا إخوان. Let's take some of the words inshallah ta'ala. جالس. جالس. طيب, جالس يا إخوان. زبيدة من أي فعل؟ من أي فعل؟ جالس is from what verb? زبيدة.
فعل ماضي.
Now, but which past tense verb is it derived from?
جلس.
أحسنتي. It's from the word يا إخوان جلس. It's from the word جلس. 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 To sit, or he sat. To sit, or he sat. طيب, انظر هنا يا إخوان. جلس كم حروفا? How many letters does it have? جلس. جلس. It has 3. ثلاثة. So it's called فعل ثلاثي. فعل ثلاثي. Since it has 3 letters, it's called a 3-letter verb. Since it has 3 letters, it's called فعل ثلاثي. A 3-letter verb, or you can say in a fancy way, the triliteral verb. The triliteral verb. The verb that has 3 letters. 3-letter verb. طيب, ماذا نستفيد من هذا? What do you benefit from this يا إخوان?
You can derive other words from verbs.
You can derive other words from verbs. Yes, you can do that. وماذا? What else يا إخوان that you can derive from this benefit? Huh? مرة ثانية. Say it again يا أبا زبير.
الصفات of the فعل الماضي.
الصفة of the فعل الماضي, you can say that, especially the one that has 3 letters. Has 3 letters. طيب فإذا الفعل يتكون من 3 أحرف يسمى فعلا ثلاثيا. فعلا ثلاثيا. So if the verb is made up of 3 letters, then it is called a 3-letter verb. طيب فانظر إلى هذا الشكل. So look at the shape. وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله. So look at the shape of this word that our sister Zubayr recited. Our brother Abu Zubayr recited. Jalison. Jalison. Jalison ala wazni fa'ilun. Is on the shape. Look at the shape. Is on the shape of fa'ilun. Pay attention to that shape. Fa'ilun. So it's called the ism fa'il. The ism fa'il. Because it looks, it's on the shape of fa'il. So this shape, jalisun, ismu al-fa'il. Right? It's the noun of the doer, or the active particle, you might can say. But al-muhim, that which is important, إذا الفعل يتكون من 3 أحرف فاسم الفاعل يكون على هذا الشكل. يكون على هذا الشكل. The point here, if the verb, whatever the verb, has 3 letters, da, ra, sa, da, ta, ba, da, la, sa, a, ma, ra, amara. If the verb has 3 letters, you can make up the ism fa'il by making the word in on this shape. Fa'ilun. Fa'ilun. The fatha comes after the first letter. The kasra is under the second letter. And the last letter gets a dhamma. If the verb has 3 letters, the ism fa'il is going to be on this shape. Memorize that shape. So, jalisun is the ism fa'il of jalasa. So jalisun is the ism fa'il, the active particle, if you will, of the verb jalasa. That's it. Right? So if you see a noun like salam on this shape, it's going to be the ism fa'il of a 3-letter verb. That's it. Right? So the first letter is followed by alif. Second letter, maksur, has a kasra. Third letter, madmum, has a dhamma. So we'll take the next 2, inshallah. Who's turning to read, ya ikhwan? Sister Ni'ma, iqra'i hadhihi al-kalima. Read this word. Afwan.
Waqifun.
MashaAllah, ahsanti. Waqifun has 2 main meanings. Waqifun. 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 Right, same shape. Memorize that shape, ya ikhwan. Same shape. Fa'ilun. You memorize this shape, فَأَنْتَ عَلَى خَيْرٍ كَثِيرٍ. And you're upon a lot of good. This one shape. Memorize this shape. Fa'ilun. First letter followed by alif. Second letter, kasra. Third letter, dhamma. طيب, waqifun is the what? Ism fa'il from the verb waqafa. Waqafa. That's it. Waqafa. Waqafa. Waqafa has 2 main meanings: to stop, and you can also say to stand. stop and to stand. You say وقف. قف يا أخي من هذا الفعل. Stop doing that action. طيب, and the next word. Whose turn يا إخوان بالقراءة? Whose turn to read? Sister Carol, تفضلي. You read the next word.
Ja'i.
Say it one more time.
Ja'a.
On. The dhamma is on the ayn. Ja'i'un.
Oh, okay.
Try one more time.
Ja'i'un.
MashaAllah. Ahsanti. طيب, next word يا إخوان. Ahsanti. Good job. Next word. Ja'i'un. Ja'i'un. Same shape. Same shape. Fa'ilun. What did we learn about this shape? Aliyah. What did we learn about this shape? Fa'ilun. Huh?
Ja'i'un is the ism fa'il.
It's a fa'il, a what verb?
That one has a hamza. So ja'a.
Ja'a, ahsanti. Ja'a. But now this one is kind of tricky, but the same point. Just the hamza is going to disappear. But the same point. Alif, second letter, kasra, third letter, dhamma. Fa'i'un. So this one is from the verb ja'a. Ja'a. So it really has 3 letters, but the second letter is invisible. Or you can't see it. Invisible, yes. Which means to be hungry. Ja'a. Be hungry. New word, ya ikhwan, 25 times. Ja'a. So ja'i'un is hungry. Waqifun, stop or standing. Jalisun, sitting. No. So if the verb has 3 letters, you can derive the ism fa'il by adding an alif to the first letter. Second letter gets a kasra, third letter dhamma. Now that's only for the 3-letter verbs. So pay attention there, ikhwan. طيب. ناخذ الدرس. Now let's take the lesson inshallah يا إخوان. وقفنا في جملة عثمان. We stopped at the sentence of Uthman. We were breaking down what Uthman said. طيب. Sheikh Khalid, اقرأ. Read the sentence. Sheikh Khalid.
طيب. متى حدث ذلك؟
Good.
كان
Good.
عمر
Good.
يجلس معنا أمس
Good.
إلى منتصف الليل.
Ahsant. So now our brother recited the words of Uthman when he says, when did that happen or take place? Umar was sitting with us yesterday until midnight. فكنا متكلما يا إخوان عن كان. So we're talking about كان. من يذكر شيئا عن كان. Who can mention something about كان that we learned?
It's a verb.
It's a verb. Ahsant. هو فعل. It is a verb. طيب whose turn?
فعل ثالث.
Huh? Everyone's gonna get a turn. تفضل.
فعل ثالث نعم.
فعل ثلاثي. It is technically, but it's not at the same time. Our sister says the verb to be, mashallah, and that's correct. It is the verb to be, mashallah. All right, kana, it does have 3 letters, but you can't really see it. So they don't call this one a fi'lun naqis. Remind me later. They don't call this one a fi'lun thulathi, but rather they call it, what is it called, ikhwan? Who remembers the type of word kana is?
فعل ناقص.
MashaAllah. فعل ناقص. فعل ناقص. Now this is not important, but if you can understand it, alhamdulillah. Don't let no one stop you from memorizing. Memorize whatever your Lord allows you to memorize. If the teacher says memorize it or not, memorize whatever you can. قال بعض العلماء فإن كل حافظ إمام. As some scholars say, I believe Ibn Hajar said that every memorizer is an imam. Allah. So you try to memorize whatever you can, but it's not that important right now. It's important, but not right now. So if you don't get it, it doesn't harm. But if you do get it, Allahu Akbar. Right? فعل ناقص. It is a deficient, or what do we say, ikhwan? An incomplete, or I believe we translated a deficient verb. Because it doesn't really point to an action. Not really. It's the verb to be. How can you be? So you're not being something, you're not doing something. So it doesn't point to you doing something. So they call it naqis, a deficient, or incomplete verb. طيب, whose turn? Sheikh Nakir. Shay'an or shay'an an kana. Did you go already? Something about kana. Or you said it was a verb. طيب, Ibrahim, تفضل. Something about kana that we learned.
Sheikh, I wasn't in class.
لا بأس. Whose turn? Sister Carol, something we learned about kana.
Does not take, no, it enters upon the Jumla to Ismiya.
MashaAllah. It enters upon Jumla Tismiya, and then finish the benefit. It makes the noun take a what?
To put it in its past tense.
In the past tense, good. What about the ending of the noun? Dhamma or fatha?
Dhamma.
MashaAllah, ahsanti. Kana does 2 things, ikhwan. It makes the noun of kana
Yes.
take a dhamma. It has no doer. So pay attention there. It has no doer. If you say, for example, كتبت الأخت الدرس. If we were to say كتبت الأخت.
Can somebody mute their phone, please?
My picture mute on ya ikhwan until you speak. الأخت. عفوا. الدرس. If we were to say كتبت الأخت الدرس, the sister wrote the lesson. كتب means to write. Who did it? الأخت. How do you know? مرفوع has a dhamma. What did she write? الدرس, the lesson. How do you know? فتحة. طيب. Can is not like that. Can, there is no doer. كان ابن مريضا. There's no doer with kana. It's nothing to do. كان الابن مريضا. The boy was sick. So whoever is affected by the kana is going to be the ism of kana, not the doer. You call it the ism of kana. So the ism of kana is marfu', takes a dhamma. Whatever the boy was is the khabar of kana, and that takes a fatha. So kana has an ism and kana has a khabar. The ism is going to be marfu', dhamma. The khabar is going to be mansub, fatha. Kana ibnu maridan. The boy was sick. The boy was sick. With kana, there is no doer. It's nothing to do. It's an ism. It's an ism and it's a khabar. So you're going to say ismu kana. You're going to say khabaru kana. The ism of kana is marfu'. The khabar of kana is mansub. هذا مفهوم يا إخوان. You guys understand that? Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. You brothers on the Facebook understand that? Who's paying attention? طيب نستفيد يا إخوان. Let's continue. How are you going so slow? طيب قال علي. Let's have two new readers for today يا إخوان. Sister Zakiya, you be Ali. And Sister Zubaydah, you be Uthman. تفضلي.
Okay. لقد
Good.
شاء عمر وألم في بطنه بعد أن رجع إلى السكن.
Mashallah. So she says, surely he has perceived with a fever and a pain in his stomach, his belly, after he returned to the living quarters. تفضلي عثمان عفوا.
هل ذهبتم به؟
One more time. Actually, I didn't really hear you.
وهل ذهبتم به إلى الطبيب؟
Mashallah. So she says, and did you, 3 or more men, go with him to the doctor? Or you can say, take him to the doctor. Go with him or take him to the doctor. Mashallah. Fadli Ali.
نعم اتصلنا بالإسعاف هاتفيا.
Good.
ليا that is ليا خذ he
Who?
للطبيب.
ليأخذه. Good.
ليأخذه للطبيب.
So she says, yes, اتصلنا, we contacted the ambulance or the people of relief, hatifiyan, by telephone. We contacted them by telephone in order for him to take him to the doctor. MashaAllah. Fadli ya Uthman.
أتمنى له الشفاء العاجل.
MashaAllah. So she says, Atamanna, I hope, or you could say yearn, or I wish, lahu, for him, shifa'a al-ajila, a speedy or immediate healing or cure. No. Ahsantuma. Both of you did a great job. طيب. كلمة لقد. كلمة لقد فيه تأكيدان. فيه تأكيدان. طيب, now this word here is actually two words. The lam and the qad. The lam and the qad. It's actually two words. لقد. So it has two emphasis. The lam is emphasis and the qad is emphasis. They kind of mean the same. They both are for ta'keed. Ta'keed. They both are for particles of emphasis. They emphasize الذي جاء بعدها or بعده. They emphasize whatever comes next. Usually the lam goes with the qad. لقد. We mentioned some lessons ago that qad can be harfu ta'leel and harfu tahqiq. We learned that some time ago. It can be a particle of, it can be a harfu tahqiq and a harfu taqreeb. A particle of something that actually took place already, or something that's about to take place already, or something that's about to take place. So we learned that qad can be harfu tahqiq. Tahqiq. A particle of actualizing or something actually happening. Tahqiq. Of something actually taking place. A particle of something actually happening. It already happened. And this was kind of tricky to some of the brothers last time. What do you mean it already happened? Like if you were to say, you come to your wife, come to the home, and you say, هل طبختي طعاما ما? Have you made some dinner? And she says, نعم قد طبخت. She says, yes, verily, surely I have cooked. So it already happened. So this qad in that example would be a particle of something happening, something actually taking place. You go to the masjid and the prayer has already been prayed. You say, هل صليتم? Did you guys pray? Someone says, نعم قد أقامت الصلاة. He says, yes, the prayer has been established. So it already happened. So if it already happened, it's tahqiq. That's the only clue you have. If it already happened.
You understand?
Naam.
So what if it's something or somebody may say something like it might happen, or people have done it before, but anybody who does that, it may happen. What about something like that?
Yeah, give me an example. Make it a little more clear.
Just like people who doing something and it's pertaining to them. Like I'm just trying to understand.
Okay.
Like the word in totality.
No.
Like.
Sorry, I'll try to give you another example. Inshallah. طيب. عند أذان يقول المؤذن يا إخوان. In the adhan, the mu'adhin says, قد قامت الصلاة. قد قامت الصلاة. Right, he says it twice. Right. The mu'adhin says qad, same letter. This should be alif. Qad qamatis salah. Qad qamatis salah. Right, we're focusing on what? Qad. Right. Now, what is the mu'adhin saying? Actually, haqqan. What is the mu'adhin really saying? Who knows?
If Salah is being established right now.
So the brother says the salah is being established right now. Right. The mu'adhin, he says the salah, the prayer, is being established. Right. قد قامت الصلاة. But now the prayer comes after the adhan. So if he's saying the prayer is being established, what does this mean? That they're praying now. Oh yeah. The prayers, they're praying right now. If the mu'adhin is saying, as our beloved brother is saying, the prayer is being established, meaning they're in the prayer now. That's not this qad.
Doesn't mean that it's already been established.
Close. Now, just like our sister is saying, if it means it already been established, then you missed the prayer. When the mu'adhin calls the adhan, if it means it already established, we missed it. You're sitting in your living room and you're sitting at home.
It's already upon us to do it.
Huh?
I'm sorry.
Totally.
I'm sorry. I was saying that meaning it's already upon us to do it.
It's already upon us. Make it more clear.
Like it's something that we have to do. Like it's already been established. Like we know we have to pray. So.
Okay, you're right there. It's just one small thing you're missing, but you're right there, mashallah. You're right at the door of the apartment. You're right there, right at the masjid. Allahu Akbar. You're right there. طيب, remember, ya ikhwan, there are two qad. It's the first thing I want you to understand. Two types of qad. طيب.
So this wouldn't be the qad of harf tahqiq since it hasn't taken place already?
Exactly. Since it hasn't been done, I just want you to focus on one or two things, ya ikhwan. One thing, if the verb happened, if the action took place, then it is tahqiq. That's it. If it happened, it is harufu tahqiq. That's all you got to go on. If it happened, it is tahqiq. If it's about to happen, then it is taqreeb. Taqreeb means it's about to happen. And this is the fiqh of the mu'adhin. That's why grammar is so important. There's one benefit, should increase all of us, encourage all of us to study more Arabic. When the mu'adhin says, قَدْ قَامَتِ الصَّلَاةِ قَدْ قَامَتِ الصَّلَاةِ, it looks like he's saying the prayer has been established. Or it looks like he's saying the prayer is being established. But in reality, he's not saying either one of them. He's saying the prayer is about, is on the verge of being established. That's this qad. The qad of being about to happen. Taqreeb. Shortly. We're on the verge of it. It's about to. That's taqreeb. One means it happened. One means where it's about to happen. That's what he's saying. قَدْ قَامَتِ الصَّلَاةِ. The prayer is about to be established. The prayer is on the verge of being established. So if it happened, tahqiq. If it did not happen yet, but it's about to happen, taqreeb. So you're going to ask yourself one thing and one thing only. If it happened. If it happened, tahqiq. If it didn't happen yet, but it's about to happen, taqreeb. هذا مفهوم يا إخوان. That's understood. All right, we give you one more example, يا إخوان. One more example. Hold your questions. One more example. قد غربت الشمس. All right, one last example. Write this sentence down. قد غربت الشمس. Before you can translate it, you have to understand which qad is this. It can be one or two things. طيب. Let's skip qad for a moment and just focus on the second part. غربت الشمس. The sun set. The sun set. So if the sun actually set already, then what qad is this?
تحقيق.
Tahqiq. Then you would say what? Verily, the sun has set. How do you know that? Because it's set. So it's showing emphasis to it. If it did not set yet, but it's about to set, then what qad is this?
Taqreeb.
Taqreeb. That's it. Then your translation would be, surely surely the sun is about to set. That's it. And that's the tricky part.
Yes. One more question.
Allah.
Is that okay?
Naam.
So if it's taqreeb, it's guaranteed to happen?
If it's taqreeb,
No.
no, you can't say it's guaranteed because it's still talking about the future. Maybe Allah didn't decree it to happen. So nothing in the future nothing in the future that a person intends to do means is going to take place. لا إذا لا يقدره الله تعالى لم يقع. إذا يقدره الله تعالى يقع. If Allah decrees it, it takes place. If Allah doesn't decree it, it doesn't take place.
It uses it. Okay.
So it's not about.
So if Allah uses it, then it's guaranteed.
If Allah, it happens a lot in the Quran, many times in the Quran, but most times in the Quran, it's talking about the past.
Now I understand.
No.
Okay, got it.
Right?
Okay.
Huh? Allah Ta'ala, he says, Allah Ta'ala says, قد أفلح المؤمنون. This should be Hamza. المؤمنون. طيب. Same قد. Allahu Akbar. It comes a lot in the Quran, ya ikhwan. قد أفلح المؤمنون. طيب. Now here, this قد is talking about the past. Verily, surely, the believers are successful. Are successful. Talking about the past. No. It shows emphasis, qad, of the success of the believers in the past. No. The point is, if it happened, tahqiq. If it's on the verge of happening, taqreeb. Right? Who doesn't understand that, ya ikhwan? كلكم. So we give a test right now, all of you will pass? Inshallah. I know sometimes we don't like tests, ya ikhwan. I was never a good test taker myself. طيب كلمة حمى. حمى is a fever. حمى. حمى. A fever. حمى. A fever. حمى. 25 times, ya ikhwan. New word. حمى. حمى. Allahu Akbar. You say, for example, شعر المرأة. المرأة بالحمى. بالحمى. The sister received or was affected by a fever. شعر usually comes with the ba. Usually. شعرت be. I was perceived with. I was affected with. ألم في بطني. Some pain in my belly. صداع, a headache. شعر usually comes with ba. شعر usually comes with a ba. شعر, it's not a condition, but usually. Perceived with. So the next word, alamun. Alamun is a pain. A pain. Alamun. $25 times. First time we had this word, alamun. في بطنه. في بطنه. Why is it not turning to Arabic? Again. في بطنه, in his stomach. In his stomach. بطن, a stomach. بطن, the core, the button, your jawf. The jawf. Should it be شعرت المرأة? نعم. What did I write, يا إخوان? أحسنتي. نعم شابتها. تاء وتانيث. أحسنتي. Our system works, يا إخوان. Should have a ta. شعرت. المرأة, because it's feminine. أحسنتي. في بطنه, in his stomach. Next benefit يا إخوان. هل ذهبتم به؟ طيب. When ذهب comes with the ba. When ذا comes with the ba. طيب. Look at this benefit here يا إخوان. طيب. ذهب. To go. He went. You can also say to take a position. You don't really hear it used like that, except from the people of knowledge. You say, Sheikh Fawzan ذهب إلى هذا القول. This is an eloquent way to use it, ya ikhwan. Write this down. You say, الشيخ الفوزان حفظه الله ذهب إلى هذا القول. So it doesn't mean he literally went. No, he takes that position. الشيخ الفوزان ذهب إلى هذا القول. He went to that statement. No, he didn't go there. He's inclined. He takes that position. So you can say holds, or you can say takes this opinion or this position. No. When the scholars say, وَذَهَبَ إِلَيْهِ الْإِمَامْ Ahmad, and Imam Ahmad had that view that to leave off the prayer makes a person a kafir. You say, ذَهَبَ إِلَيْهِ Ahmad. Imam Ahmad had that view. Imam Al-Uthaymeen had that, ذَهَبَ إِلَيْهِ. So the sister says, my fiqh. For example, you say, the sister ذهبت إلى هذا الفقه. She held that fiqh as a position, that understanding as her position. ذهبت إليه. So that's another way to use it. Right? طيب. So now ذهب comes with the ba. It changes slightly. So now ذهب means to go. The ba is with. So it can mean to go with or to take, depending on how you translate it. So you say, for example, اذهب به إلى المدرسة. You say to someone, اذهب به, go with him to the school, or take him to school. اذهب به, take him, or take it. Pay attention there. When ذهب has the ba, it can mean to go with or to take. When it has the ba. So pay attention there. So when he says, وَهَلْ ذَهَبْتُمْ بِهِ, and did you take or did you go with him to the doctor? هَلْ ذَهَبْتُمْ بِهِ, did you take him to the doctor? So this passage had a lot of benefit, ya ikhwan, bihamdillah. طيب. You understand that يا إخوان؟
Yeah.
الله أكبر. طيب جميل. طيب let's continue يا إخوان. نعم اتصلنا بالإسعاف هاتفيا. Yes, we contacted the ambulance هاتفيا by telephone. طيب, now pay attention here. اتصلنا. We contacted. One of our new words. To contact, to join. اتصلنا. It usually comes with the ba. Once again, mashallah. اتصلنا بالإسعاف. We contacted the ambulance. اتصلنا بالإسعاف. We contacted the ambulance. بالإسعاف. The B here doesn't do anything to the meaning. It just goes with that particle most times. Or you could say we're in contact with, that's fine. Depending on how you translate it. All right, the next benefit. هاتفيا. Two ways you could have said this, or they could have said this. With the ba again, all the ways you can use the ba. بالهاتف. By telephone. بالهاتف. By phone, or by the phone. Or take the ba away. And you give a ya to the fa and give it a fatha. Then it becomes hatifiyan, by phones. Meaning is the same. Hatifiyan. Just a different way you can use the word. Hatifiyan. Same meaning. By phone. By phone. And the next benefit, ya ikhwan, is the verb atamanna, a very eloquent word. Atamanna. To hope, or you can say to wish. Atamanna. It usually comes with the particle lam. Atamanna lahu. I hope for it, or I wish for it. Atamanna laha. I hope for her. Khayran, goodness. Atamanna li al-ilm. I hope for myself knowledge. Walakum, and for you, brothers and sisters. Usually it comes with the lam, which means to wish or to hope. And also say to earn, to yearn. Atamanna. Your wife souls, and you say, yeah, whatever you call your wife, big head, Shamsi, Hayati, Halalati, Qamari, any of those halal names, and it's recommended to use those names that are not from Christianity, ya ikhwan. That's better. And you say, Atamanna laki an tuqassiri thawbi law samahti. You say, oh, I hope that you hem my thawb. For example, Atamanna, to hope, to wish. طيب. As he says, أتمنى له الشفاء العاجلة. It's very eloquent to say, ya ikhwan. Someone is sick, you say, أتمنى له الشفاء. I hope for him, I wish for him a speedy recovery. It's from the sunnah to visit the sick. It's from the sunnah to make dua for the sick or for the sick. Many of us, we only hear about the person after they passed away. But what about when they were alive? All right, let's continue, ikhwan. How much time we got?
This one.
تفضل يا إبراهيم.
نعم من الكلمة الأولى
نعم.
ما حرف باء معهما.
On the ba, on which sentence يا إبراهيم?
لقد شرع بحمى.
لقد شرع بهم. نعم. What's the translation?
نعم.
The ba?
The ba. نعم.
نعم, the ba.
What is the effect of the ba?
The ba usually comes with sha'ara. The verb sha'ara, to perceive, to feel. Sha'ara usually comes with the ba. It can be to feel such and such. Doesn't really affect the meaning. Or you could say with. Say if you're happy. You say to someone, ماذا تشعر? Or بما تشعر? How do you feel? بما تشعر? How do you perceive? Or what do you perceive? How do you feel? بما تشعر? And then the brother says, أشعر بالسعادة. بالسعادة. He says, I feel happiness. I perceive happiness. أشعر بي. Usually, the sha'ara comes with the ba. I feel happiness. The sister says, أشعر بي سعادة. I'm happy. I feel happiness. She says, أشعر بي حزن. I feel sadness. أشعر بي الحزن. He says, oh, I don't really feel too good. I perceive I'm affected with sadness. The bad here could be with. No. Right. So remember, ya ikhwan, some verbs have particles that come with them. Some has multiple particles. And sometimes the particles change the meaning. So you have to pay attention there. So let's take some more benefit, ikhwan, before it's time to finish. Alright, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Istami' wa raddid. Listen and repeat. Listen and repeat. So I'm going to listen to each of you read a sentence, inshallah. 7 sentences. Alright. I just want you to read the sentence. We're playing with kana. My computer ever stops. Bismillah. Just come back to you. You want to be acting up? Come on, don't start, computer. Bismillah. طيب. So he says, listen and repeat. So we're reading with kana. He was, or someone was. It's going to give us two ways if we can make it to the second drill. And we're having some. طيب. Abu Zubayr, you read number one.
طيب. كان عمر يجلس معنا.
Like Umar was sitting with us. Umar was sitting with us. Sheikh Nakir, tafadal. Number two.
كان إبراهيم يتكلم بالهاتف.
MashaAllah. Ibrahim was talking bil hatif, by way of the phone. Meaning he was talking on the phone. يتكلم بالهاتف. He was talking by way of the phone, or you can say on the phone. كان Ibrahim. Ibrahim was. كان Umar. Umar was. Now remember, we did kana with the noun coming after it. They're giving us another way to use it. So pay attention there. طيب. Whose turn? Sheikh Khalid, تفضل.
كان سليم يجلس على الكرسي.
MashaAllah. Salim was sitting on the chair. Salim was sitting on the chair. Sister Nirma, تفضلي. Number four.
كان عبد الله
Good.
تكتب رسالة.
MashaAllah. Abdullah was writing a letter. Abdullah was writing a letter. Sister Carol, تفضلي.
كان محمد يخري. Let me do that again.
Okay.
كان محمد يقرأ في الكتاب.
Good. Muhammad was reading the book. Reading the book. What's that? Sister Zakia, تفضلي.
Okay. كان خالد يتناول طعاما.
Khalid was eating or partaking the food. Khalid was eating, or you can say partaking the food. Ibrahim, تفضل.
كان يوسف يشتري عصيرا.
عصيرا.
نعم.
Yusuf was drinking juice. Drinking juice. طيب ما هو الشاهد هنا? What was the point in each one of the sentences يا إخوان? Let's see, it was really the Bukhari and the Salama from the brothers and sisters. What's the point here? And each sentence had the same point. Which was it? Or what was it?
To show how to use
Huh? Everyone's gonna go. تفضلي.
to show how to اسمه كان والخبر كان.
Oh yeah, to show the ism of kana and the khabar of kana. Okay, you can say that. Good answer. تفضل. Someone else.
Using proper names.
Okay, using proper names. Each one had a proper name. Good. Who's turn? Sister Nirma.
The noun following kana is Rofen,
Okay.
and the Hubbard ends in feta.
Okay. That's the principle. But in these sentences, they went against that. So your principle is correct. That's what we learned. But after each of the kana, they didn't bring a noun. Kana Umaru yajlisu, verb. Kana Ibrahimu yatakallamu, verb. Kana Salimun yajlisu, verb. So there are two ways. This is one way. Kana such and such, and you can bring what he was doing or what he was as a verb. Like here, Omar was sitting. You can use sitting as a verb. Yajlisu. Omar was talking. You can use talking as a verb. Yatakallamu. Salim was sitting. You can use sitting as a verb. So that's one way to use it. Where you bring what he was as a verb. Now the second way is the next drill. That's what we learned the first way. This is actually the easier way. All right, now we have 7 more sentences. Istami' warad, listen and repeat. طيب, who didn't read yet? Zubaydah, تفضلي.
كان محمد جالسا.
طيب, Mahmoud was sitting. Now pay attention here. Now they brung what he was as a noun. So sitting, you can say yajlisu or jalisan. If you bring the noun, it has to be mansub. So pay attention there. 2 ways you can bring it. Aliyah, number 2.
كان محمودا واقفا.
Good. Mahmoud was standing. Standing here is in the noun form. So 2 ways you can use after kana. You can keep it a verb in the mudari, or you can use the noun. The noun is easier. Wallahu alam. If you use the noun, it has to be mansub. So pay attention there. Whose turn? Now we go back around again. Aba Zubayr, tafadhal.
طيب number 3 كان محمود ماشيا.
Yes, accent. Mahmoud was walking. Walking here is in the noun form. If it's in the noun form, has to end in nasban, a fatha, or what takes the place of fatha. Pay attention there. Whose turn? Sheikh Nakir, tafadhal. Number 4.
Sorry.
Never.
Thought I took my mic off. Sorry.
لا بأس.
كان محمود مسافرا.
MashaAllah. Mahmoud was traveling. They bring traveling in the noun form. 2 ways. You can bring it in the verb or as a noun. If you bring it in the noun, it has to be mansuban. Has to have a fatha. Right? So you can say, for example, كان عمر جالسا. Umar was sitting. And this is the easiest way. Allah knows best. Jalisan here is a noun. If you bring the noun, it has to be mansub. Has to end in a fatha, or what takes the place of fatha. Umar was sitting. Second way, same meaning. Kana Umaru yajlisu. You bring the verb. 2 ways after kana. Kana Umaru yajlisu. Umar was sitting. One can be a noun, one can be a verb. Same meaning, but 2 ways to use it. If you use the noun, has to be mansub. The ism of kana is marfu'. The khabar of kana is mansub. In this instance, the khabar of kana is a jumla, is a sentence. We'll get to that later. Right now, 2 ways to use it. You can use it as a noun with regards to what he was, or you can use it as a verb. So pay attention. So let's finish the last 3, ikhwan. Whose turn? Fadli ya Khalid.
Kana Mahmoud Aidun.
MashaAllah. Mahmoud was visiting. Oh, afwan, returning. Kana Mahmoudun Aidun or Aidan. Mahmoud was returning. He used the noun, so the noun has to be mansub, ends in fatha, or what takes the place of fatha. Whose turn? Fadli ya Ibrahim.
كان محمود جائع.
Mahmoud was hungry. Hungry is a noun here, so it has to end in fatha, or what takes the place of fatha. Last sentence, ya ikhwan. طيب. كان محمود مريضا. Mahmoud was sick. Mahmoud was sick. طيب. For homework, ya ikhwan. Instead of doing that exercise, we're going to give you one of our own exercises, inshallah. طيب. Exercise number 2. The sentences that we just read. Now I want you to rewrite them and replace the noun with the verb that can be used in its place to practice with it. So they gave us kana Mahmudun jalisan. You're going to replace jalisan with whatever noun can go with that. Whatever noun that you can say sitting with. Right? So we'll give you one exercise, inshallah, for tonight's homework. Go back and make muraja'a of all the words. Try to make some time to review your words, ya ikhwan, as it's not just memorization, but more than memorizing is the muraja'a. If you can find someone to make the review with, this will be even better. Wallahu ta'ala wa alam. So tonight's homework, you're going to rewrite the sentences that we just read and just change the noun that they give, jalisan, waqifan, and replace it with the verb. Right? The meaning is not going to change, but there's 2 ways that you can use it. One can be a noun and one can be a verb. You can say, for example, Muhammad was going to the masjid. You can say, Ana Muhammadun Dahiban. And this is the easiest. Ila al-masjidi. Muhammad was going. Dahiban. A noun has to be mansub. Where was he going? Al-masjidi. To the masjid. As a noun. What I want you to do is replace this noun with the verb. So the verb here is dhahaba. So now you have to make it the mudari'. Kana Muhammadun yadhhabu. That's it. Ila al-masjidi. So you can practice with that. Replace the noun with the verb in its place. Kana Muhammadun yadhhabu. Muhammad was going to the masjid. The meaning doesn't change, ya ikhwan. All we're doing is replacing the noun with that verb that fits his place. Right? They both mean the same. Muhammad was going to the mosque. house of worship, Allah's house. Right? So we'll stop there, inshallah. If anyone has anything to mention, they can do so. If not, we'll stop there and we'll conclude with the next lesson or continue with the next lesson, inshallah.
Yeah, Sheikh Iswat.
Allah.
I'm on the phone. Hello?
Now,
So just back to laqad. So
back to Qad.
So when Allah Jalla Jalaluhu says لقد كفر الذين قالوا إن الله هو المسيح or ثالث ثلاثة, which laqad is it? Is it? I can't hear. Is it the laqad that is taqreeb, or because that's what I was asking. That's something that didn't happen, right?
Oh,
or did it happen? I don't know.
Has there been disbelievers in the past that said Allah was 1 and 3?
Yes.
So it happened.
Oh, so it's not pertaining to anybody in this time. It's only for the people of the past.
No. That's where I think you're making the mistake. It's not only, like here in this verse. Yes, Allah is informing us of the people that passed away before us, the believers of the past. Yes, but it's not restricted to them. Nothing in the Quran, I'll tell you, not nothing, but most of the ayat in the Quran are not restricted, ya ikhwan. The Quran is a book talking about incidents that took place in the past, mainly. Yes, it is also talking about incidents that are going to take place in the future. It hasn't taken place yet. Yawm al-Qiyamah, the day of resurrection, al-Jannah, an-Nar, things that haven't happened yet. Allah mentions some of the things that are going to happen of the Jannah, of the hellfire, Yawm al-Qiyamah, but it didn't happen yet. طيب. قد أفلح المؤمنون. Although Allah is talking about the people of the past, the believers, verily, surely they are, or they were successful in the past, but it's not restricted. Meaning the believers of the past were successful, and the believers of the future who dies upon belief, they will also be successful too. It's not restricted. So when Allah mentioned the verse you mentioned, وَقَدْ كَفَرَ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ ثَالِثٌ ثَلَاثٌ, that those that have disbelieved who say that Allah is 1 and 3, it happened, or the third of 3. Right? He's talking about the Christian of the past, yes, but it's not restricted. A Christian of today who says that and dies upon that is a disbeliever. Someone tomorrow who says that and dies upon that dies as a disbeliever. So the Quran is not, in most instances, restricted. That's not the point. I think you're misunderstanding that. It doesn't mean only those. What's another example, ya ikhwan? Allah Ta'ala says in Al-Fatiha, إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ إِهْدِنَا. Allah Ta'ala says, إِهْدِنَا. صِرَاطَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ. Guide us, O Allah, صِرَاطَ الَّذِينَ صِرَاطَ الَّذِينَ أنعمت Oh Allah, we ask that you guide us, صراط الذين, to the path, whose path? Of those أنعمت, the path of those أنعمت. This tag goes back to you, meaning Allah. The path of those that you, O Allah, you have blessed them. You have bestowed your bounties upon them. Talking about the past, the people of the past. O Allah, guide us. Whoever reads that, whoever says that, guide us to the path of those of the past whom you, O Allah, you have blessed. But it's not restricted. It doesn't mean only. That's the point. And only a few instances is the Quran only talking about this only. Even the rest of the surah, not those that earned your anger, nor those who went astray. Who is Allah talking about? The Jews and Christians of the past. So a Muslim may say, well, I believe in Allah. I can't be from those whom Allah Ta'ala earned his anger or earned their anger. Those that earned Allah's anger. But Ibn Taymiyyah and those scholars of tafsir, they say it's not restricted for the Jews and Christians. Allah's talking about the Jews and Christians, but it's not restricted to them. Like when Allah Ta'ala says to the angels, when he commands them to bow down to Adam. And some Muslims, they say, well, Shaitan must have been an angel because he didn't bow down and Allah reproached him. Allah blamed him. But Allah wasn't speaking to the angels only. It's not restricted. So I think you're misunderstanding that. The Quran talks about the past, yes, but in most instances, it's not restricted for those that Allah is referring to or Allah is speaking to. Right?
Nah, Barakallah, if you can understand. Alhamdulillah.
So he can be talking about the people from the past as well as the people in the future.
Naam. Ibn Taymiyyah says this verse means anyone who does the actions of the Jews and Christians that earned them the anger of Allah, or the actions of the Jews and Christians that made them those who are misguided. So it's not restricted yet, yeah. It's not restricted. No. So we'll stop there, ikhwan. Anything that we said that's correct is from Allah. Anything that we said is incorrect is from ourselves. Wa jazakum Allahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. For our brothers on the Facebook, that will conclude tonight's lesson, inshallah. فنكتفي بهذا. We'll suffice ourselves with that portion of tonight's class. وجزاكم الله خيرا والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله
Wow.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.